is Dr. M. Suresh Kumar, Associate Professor, Department of Nautical Science. My lecture is on Introduction to Multi-ferroics. Ferroics, there are three ferroic behaviors, namely ferroelectricity, ferromagnetism, and ferroelasticity. And multi means more than one. So, multi-ferroics are the materials which exhibit more than one ferroic behavior simultaneously. Okay, these three ferroic behaviors such as ferroelectricity, ferromagnetism, and ferroelasticity, the materials may possess more than one of any of these three. So here ferroelectricity is a phenomena of the materials exhibit permanent electric dipoles in the absence of electric field. In the absence of electric field, the materials are having permanent electric dipoles. So the generation of electric dipoles in materials is known as the polarization. So here, in the absence of electric field, the permanent dipoles are present. That means there is a spontaneous polarization occurs in the ferroelectric materials. And then next one is the ferromagnetism. So ferromagnetism is the phenomena of the materials which exhibit permanent magnetic dipoles in the absence of magnetic field. So without applying any magnetic field, the magnetic materials are having permanent magnetic dipole. So there is a net dipole moment is there. So here there is a spontaneous dipole moment. So there is a spontaneous magnetization occurs in the absence of applied magnetic field. Ferroelasticity. So there is a spontaneous strain in the absence of any mechanical force applied. So the ferroelectric materials are the materials having more than one these ferroic behaviors simultaneously. So here, in case of ferroelectricity, so the polarization is the generation of electric dipoles. So here the polarization is directly proportional to the applied electric field. So in case of ferromagnetism, the ferromagnetic materials, intensity of magnetization is directly proportional to applied magnetic field. Most popular multiferroic materials are the materials having both ferroelectricity and ferromagnetism ferroic behaviors. So in such a type of multiferroic materials, so the polarization or the generation of electric dipoles can be controlled by the magnetic field, and the intensity of magnetization can be controlled by the applied electric field. As we know, we discussed earlier, so in case of ferroelectric materials, okay, the polarization is directly proportional to electric field. And in case of ferroic property, that is ferromagnetism, so intensity of magnetization is directly proportional to applied magnetic field. Here in case of multiferroics, with the behavior of both ferroelectricity and ferromagnetism, so the ferroelectric behavior can be controlled by the magnetic field, and ferromagnetic properties, that is intensity of magnetization, can be controlled by the applied electric field. There are two types of multiferroics, type 1 multiferroic and type 2 multiferroic. Ferroelectric property and the ferromagnetic property, two different temperatures. Okay, so the multiferroic property, that means polarization, structural disorder occurs at high temperatures, and ferromagnetic behavior, that is antiferromagnetism, occurs at low temperatures. Barium fluoride is an example of type 1 multiferroic materials. And type 2 multiferroic materials, these are the materials which have both ferroelectric behavior and ferromagnetic behaviors which occur at the same temperature. Okay, so at the same temperature, there is a disorder of symmetric structure. So and the disordering of the magnetic dipole, both are having at the same temperature. Such materials are classified as type 2 multiferroic materials or type 2 multiferroics. So the example of this type 2 multiferroic is one of the famous example is beryllium manganese pentoxide. This is one of the examples of type 2 multiferroics. And many more applications of these ferroic materials. A few applications are known as information storage devices, spintron devices, that means the spin-based transistors, and sensors, and quantum electromagnets, actuators, and switches, and many more applications of these multiferroics. So the multiferroics are the materials which exhibit more than one ferroic behavior simultaneously. So there are three ferroic behaviors. Those are ferroelectricity, ferromagnetism, and ferroelasticity. So among these three, the materials may have any combination of any two ferroic behaviors, or sometimes all the three also. Okay, so more than one ferroic behavior materials are called multiferroics, and there are two types: type 1 multiferroic and type 2 multiferroic, and many applications in the vast areas. So these are the simple introduction on multiferroics. Thank you.